Simple man. I'm a simple man. Don't want a complication. Complication. I'm a simple man. Don't want a complication. Complication. Simple water. Simple water. Simple water. Simple water. Complication. Simple water. Simple water. Simple water. Simple man. I'm a simple man. Don't want a complication. Complication. I'm a simple man. Don't want a complication. Complication.
Who's ready for a show? I'll be with y'all in a couple minutes. Marcus Speaks. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Marcus Speaks Live, the only podcast that comes on at this time. That's all I have to say. But excuse me, I'm dribbling all over myself. All right. So, first things first, gotta take care of a couple housekeeping things just to get that out the way. So, everybody, welcome to Marcus Speaks Live, all right? What else we got going on? I am using restream.com to simultaneously cast to both YouTube and Facebook. All right. For anybody who's on Facebook right now, just come on over to YouTube. It won't hurt. All right. Also, people who are on Facebook, I'm gonna say this. I say it all the time, but I'm gonna say this. After the live video goes off on the Facebook side, I totally delete it. All right, it gets deleted. There's a link in its place. All right, it's a YouTube link in its place. So if you guys want to watch the replay, you'll be directed over to YouTube anyway. So it's best if you just come over here anyway. All right. Hold up. Everybody who is interested in watching, gameplay, like video games and stuff, I do a live game stream on Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're interested in that, every Friday I do a game stream. I usually do series to where if you're certain games I do series on. All right. So right now I'm playing Biomutant. So if you're interested in watching that, then cool. I play other things too. So if you have any show recommendations or game recommendations or show ideas, leave them in either the Facebook, YouTube comments, the live YouTube chat, the live Facebook chat when I go live, or you can hit me up in my DMs, where you can find me at on the social media platforms on Instagram at marcus.speaks.podcast. I haven't really been posting anything on there lately, but I think I should. I'm gonna start back come next week. I'm gonna start posting things back on there. You can find me on Facebook at Marcus Speaks. That's the personal page. The group page on Facebook is Marcus Speaks Podcast. And the way you can find that is if you go into the Facebook search engine, type in Marcus Speaks PC, you should be able to find me. And like I said, everybody who's on Facebook watching, you can find me here on YouTube, okay, at Marcus Speaks. All right. So, now that I got that out the way, that didn't take me too long to do this time. All right, so I usually do a little something, and that's fair use. Reason why I do fair use is because I play videos during my live. It's to go along with my points that I'm making. And you can't play other people's videos, but I nip that in the ass by doing this. And also in the description box, there is a fair use description of what fair use is. So, you might be asking, well, what the hell is fair use? It's the law. All right. Also, federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures. Let me get some music up in here. All right. What was that? Or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, which I do, news reporting, which I also do, teaching. I do that sort of, not really, but I do it in a way. In parody, which I don't, but I tell jokes from time to time, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. So now I got that out the way. I want to show you guys something before we start, because this shit is ridiculous. But I have to set it up first. So give me Like 2 seconds. All right. And let me set up the, what the fuck? 1 second, yo. What the fuck, yo? Really? It's doing this shit right now? Alright, fuck. Alright, y'all. Something's going on with my OBS. I'm gonna have to end the stream, but I will be right back. Never mind, it's back. What the fuck? Alright, hold up. Alright. Sorry about that, y'all. Let me get back what's on the screen. And let me set the other thing up. Yes. Alright. Okay. So sorry about that. Something freaky happened to the stream. Okay, so what I want to show y'all is this video real quick. Alright. So here it goes. Hold up. Let me turn the music down. And then I'll let y'all see it.
I'm coming to a screeching halt. You have to understand, I'm a hustler. I'm a legit entrepreneur. I sell things. I come in contact with people all the time. I have to stay safe. I didn't have a choice but to trust the vaccine. If you live the type of lifestyle that I live, you out here in the streets, you hustling, an entrepreneur like me, why not do it safely? So I want everybody to take this seriously. Take a shot and stay healthy. Get the vaccine.
Wow. Wow. We'll get into that next video later. But that shit was crazy. They got actors out here acting like street hustlers. Like they really try and push this shit. Okay. All right, y'all, let's get into it. So let me put my music back up. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about what's going on with Dababy, right? So, I'm still tripping off that video. So, yeah, so I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about what's been going on with the baby, right? So, we all know that he was at a music festival in LA and he said some things that weren't too favorable to the opposing party, right? So, let me do this real fast. We live in a world where rappers get to say whatever they want as long as um it doesn't have fag, Jew, or tranny in their work. But rappers can rap about killing their own, doing drugs, selling drugs, and fucking bitches, and that's okay, right? So as long as it doesn't offend a significant group of people, they're fine. Then if they do and have the guts to shift their focus on the groups they have on those groups, then they have hell to pay because they might see something where they understand that these groups aren't really good. They're not really that good, or they're doing Evo here to push a narrative that they're trying to bring across. But uh, but if they figure that system out of what they're trying to do, then they get their hands smacked. They got to do all kinds of shit, and then they have hell to pay after that. Right? This is what we call a dictatorship, everybody, where uh, where you offend anyone and you have to apologize immediately. Now, I never seen that happen anywhere other than now, where you say something that offends somebody or whatever, and then immediately you have to apologize. Now, I understand that being offended is something that no one wants. But at the same time, if it doesn't apply, let it fly, correct? But, Um, but what happens to saying what you mean and meaning what you say? Rapper the baby, uh, rapper the baby. What the hell did I write? Rapper the baby uh, knows this all too well as this is going. Knows this all too well because he's about to be he's about to be the LGBT's spokesman for, everything now. He's about to be in all kinds of LGBT commercials and all kinds of shit. As this is going on, the government is cutting off unemployment. Uh, with that, with that, if there's no money, no one can pay their bills or their rent, right? But they're about to cut all these programs. Um, and with that, people not having any money, if they can't pay their rent, then they get thrown out. Now, some people may say, "Well, no, they can't get put out or whatever." There's a program out there where people can't get evicted from their homes. Well, that's about to end. All right, and it's about to be soon. Well, like it's about to be sooner than you think. Like real soon, this is about to happen. Like last week soon, this is happening. So everybody, let's dive into this, right? Let's get into the first story. Y'all's boy. Let me bring his picture up here so you guys can see him. Y'all's boy, the baby, right? He did something that is about to land him in some hot. Well, he did something that landed him in some hot water. So the rapper the baby was at this music festival in LA called Rolling Loud, right? He was there last Friday, and he had to say this. So let me play that real fast. Let me take his picture down. This is what he had to say at Rolling Loud. So let me Oh, before I continue, everybody that's here that's watching, I want to give you all a big round of applause. All right, y'all came here, y'all didn't have to, but you rocking with your boy right now. I thank you guys for coming. All right, so I'm gonna play this real fast. So let me cut my music real fast. Let me turn it down. You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, anyone appeared essential transmitted disease that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put your cell phone like that up. Lady, if your pussy smell like water, put your cell phone like that up. Fellas, lights up. Fellas, if you ain't suck a nigga dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone like that up. Let's be real about this shit. Yeah. Fucking real. Some of y'all niggas suspect as a motherfucker. Let's be real. All right. We'll play that part in a little bit. So, every news organization, radio station, and podcasts are claiming that the baby made homosexual remarks that were harmful and dangerous to the LGBTQIA plus community. I think that's the whole thing. I know I've been saying some other letters. I usually call them the alphabet community because they about to take up all 26 alphabet letters. So so like I said before in other videos, and I say this amongst my friends too, and I'll say it here again. Shorten that fucking name or come up with something else, okay? By y'all having all these goddamn letters, it's too much. Either make that an acronym for something, or come up with a new name because that shit is ridiculous. All right, okay, I got the fuck shit out the way. So so moving along. So I have a question. How was his words harmful? He just said, uh, I hope all of ain't no niggas in here that was out in the parking lot sucking dick. Put a phone light up. How the fuck is that harmful? He just said, well, if you ain't out in the parking lot sucking no dick, pause. Put a phone lighter up. Well, all these liberal podcasts and these radio stations that have corporate interests. So does the podcast, but most podcasters that do podcasts, some of them are liberals. So I'm not a conservative, nor liberal, nor Republican, nor Democrat. I'm not even independent. I don't care. All right. Um. So with that, you got your podcasters that have corporate interests and that are liberals. You got these um, radio stations and news organizations that have corporate interests or whatever. So most of their writers and their radio personalities and these podcast personalities, they can't say what they really feel. Have to go off of their script of what the company um allows them to say. That's why, I'm a small podcast, but I have no corporate interests. I've had a few like unknown companies hit me up, email me, ask me to promote their product, but I, I'm not big enough to promote a product, so I'm not going to promote any products to anybody. So, yeah, the question is, how is that harmful? Because let's put this in perspective. And I'll reiterate, he said, if you don't have HIV, AIDS, or any STDs, put your light up. How's that harmful? If you don't have any STDs or HIV or AIDS, then put a phone lighter up. If you do, if you feel alienated, don't put your phone lighter up. Plus, who needs to know your medical um or whatever you're going through medically? Who needs to know that? Don't put your phone lighter up. It's easy. But anyway, um he also said not targeting any group. If you a dude and you didn't suck dick in the parking lot, put a light up. Well, it seems like everybody who was sucking dick, they got their feelings hurt. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. Like, you sitting here getting upset, but if you was in the parking lot sucking dick that day, then you went to work the next day to discuss that a rapper somehow knew what you did in the parking lot, and now you're upset and you're writing all these blogs about it, or doing a podcast or a vlog about it, and you upset. Just sit your ass down. Nobody cares. Okay. Nobody cares. So, um, in my thoughts, I would think that he meant if you didn't have to exchange sexual favors to be here today, put a phone lighter up. That's what I got from it. That's just me. Because I like to read between the lines sometimes, and that's what I got from that exchange. But some people don't get it like that. Some people don't have good comprehension skills. Some people just like to fuck other people's fun up just so they can feel safe. And that's what we've seen probably over the past, week now? Yeah, it's been a week since he said that. Since last week, he's gotten all kinds of. Uh, he's been cut from other festivals like Lollapalooza and a few others. I can't remember the other ones, but Lollapalooza being the big one. You know what I'm saying? That's been around for a while. So in a way, the baby kind of fucked his money up. But you know what I'm saying? He's rich enough. I hope he's not spending his money all stupidly or whatever. So if he, but that was more income. He probably was getting maybe, if we add it all up, maybe like a mil, 2 mil after this run of doing these festivals. He probably was gonna get a cool million and a half, 2 million from all these festivals that's happening. But he fucked it up. But that was just him trying to talk to his fans, though, right? So I don't know where I'm at on this. Um, But if I come up to it on the page, and I'll skip past it because I wanna do this real fast. This is what he had to say, and I'm gonna share the screen. After all that was said and done, this is what he had to say about it. And let me make this a little bigger for y'all, and I'll make it bigger here. All right. So he says social media moves so fast that people won't want to demolish you before you even have the opportunity to grow, educate, and learn from your mistakes. As a man who has had to make his own way for very difficult circumstances, having people I know publicly working against me, knowing that what I needed was education. Education on these topics and guidance has been challenging. I appreciate the many people who came to me with kindness, who reached out to me privately to offer wisdom, education, and resources. That's what I needed, and it was received. I want to apologize to the LGBTQ plus community for the hurtful and triggering comments I made. Again, I apologize for my misinformed comments about HIV/AIDS, and I know education on this is important. Love to all. God bless the baby. Now, can we say that he got compromised? That's the only time when they start writing uh, letters like this, right? Now, I don't know what the fuck this is about. But this picture came out right after he made those comments. Not like directly after, but like a few days to like this Monday that just passed after. And I would say that he's been compromised. But let me say this. But hasn't DJs in the past made drops like that? Like haven't they, when a rapper's rapping, or let's say it's an intermission. Let's say it's a concert. You're at your favorite rapper's concert, right? And then they go uh, to intermission, right? Doesn't DJs play music, talk over the mic while the artist is either making a clothing change or getting something to drink or something or whatever during the intermission? Don't he make drops like that? Like now, who remembers the song? The song with DJ Cool, "Let Me Clear My Throat." This is what. Hold on. DJ Cool said, and let me clear my throat. He said, "All the chicken heads be quiet. All the chicken heads be quiet." Right now, did chicken heads come out and say, "Well, we don't like what that DJ said, and he needs to apologize and stuff like that"? Nah, the chicken heads stayed quiet because the chicken heads didn't want other people to know that they were chicken heads, so they shut the fuck up. And he also said all the cute girls make noise. And what the cute girls do? They made noise. Now, it's two parts in that song where he stops it, right? So one of the parts, I don't think this part is first, but I'm just gonna say it because I remembered it. So This is what DJ Cool said. Now, to all the brothers in the place that don't give a damn about what they lady talking about because you just try and get chummy, make some noise. Look, do you think women came out and said and protested DJ Cool and stuff for his words? No, they did not. Because in the song, everybody was having fun. So the dudes made as much noise as they could. Girls, the ladies that was at the club, because they was at the because in that song, he says it in the song. They was at Bahama. What the hell is that club called? Because it's like 3 or 4 clubs in one. It's right there off of. Well, for me, is once you come off of 95 North, which I think 95 turns into I-295 when you get into Philly. Once you get off the exit, you got, I think, a little ways down is Onyx. Then when you go a little ways up is Dave and Buster's, and then right next to the Sugar Hill Casino, uh, the club's actually right next to the Sugar Hill Casino. But it's before the Sugar Hill Casino. I forgot what it's called, but it's called like Bahama Bay or something like that. The club, it's an outside club or whatever. Do you think the girls protested in that song? No, they was having fun because you know what I mean. They was out having a good time. They was trying to drink or whatever. They was having fun, just like at Rolling Loud. I'm pretty sure people snuck weed in there. Well, yeah, probably snuck weed in there. Probably snuck some liquor or whatever. So they were just trying to have fun. But you got these sensitive ass motherfuckers now that just think whatever the fuck that they feel should be the truth, and that's not the case. So then, you know, the girls started continuing partying and shaking their asses. So he also states in that song, he says to the ladies, now he said to all the ladies in the place, if you got real hair, real fingernails, if you got a job and you going to school and y'all don't and you don't need nobody to help you handle your business, make some noise, right? Do you think any of the niggas in that damn club that night was like, well, really, I prefer girls with fake hair and fake nails and eyelashes and asses and bodies and stuff. I'd rather have a girl that has fake hair and nails, that's broke and stupid, that doesn't have a future or any type of plan with their life. No, not at all. The ladies made noise. Dudes probably clapped for him and was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep the party going. So, um, no man has ever said that in his life, probably other than the men in the manosphere, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just giving shots at the manosphere because I can't stand the motherfuckers. So, because their views on women is fucking atrocious. But anyway, neither here nor there. So, but really, Dababy did no different than any other hip hop artist or DJ would do at a show. But let's get real. Dababy did fuck his money up, like I said. But let's put this in perspective, right? He's about to be the LGBTQIA plus communities. I think that's what it is. He's about to be their puppet, like real shit. How soon do we forget Tracy Morgan in his joke that he infamously got in trouble for, and then started doing all kinds of like shows for like gay people and like the gay organizations and stuff like that. How soon do we forget his infamous joke? If you can take a dick, you can take a joke. Take a joke. Who remembers that? And then after that, he got in trouble. Uh, uh, Other comedians and actors started going against him. Shit, his one of his best friends in the what on SNL? What's her name? She's in all the movies. She does a lot of TV. Damn, her name escapes me. Uh, trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what movie she was in. Anyway, it's the actress. It's the comedic actress that used to do the Sarah Palin impression, whatever her name is. But she went against him, and she was like Tracy's best friend, Tracy Morgan's best friend, as far as like the comedy game and like show business goes. She was his best friend in this comedy game. She went against him. So we about to see, just like, just the stuff that we saw so far. It's died down a little bit, but it's still being talked about. But we about to see what the baby's about to go through, like on the rail. We about to see what the baby's about to go through. Um. So So yeah, they about to do the same thing to the baby. All right. So what I got next? Going on. So Miley Cyrus. In about 3 years, holla at me, Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus reached out to him. That's probably one of the people that he spoke on in his apology, which he didn't make. Let's be honest, he did not make that apology. One of his PR people probably wrote that up, had him sign off on it, then he sent it out. That's probably what happened. Not saying that he's not smart, but let's be honest. The baby is what, a multi-millionaire now. I don't know how much money he makes, but I'm pretty sure he's a multi-millionaire by now. He's had some of the biggest songs. He's been on some of the biggest songs uh, in hip hop right now. So I personally don't listen to his music, but as far as I know, he's a big star. So Miley Cyrus, of all people, has offered to help the baby in understanding, encouraging love, acceptance, and open mindedness. What the fuck does that mean? I'm pretty sure the baby understands love. Pretty sure he understands open-mindedness, and I'm pretty sure he understands acceptance because he's a black male who's trying to be accepted in this white music industry. I'm pretty sure he loves his mother and his family members and his children. And I'm pretty sure he has an open mind because he knows he's going to see a whole bunch of wild shit out here in this music game. But in Hollywood, period. So, the baby, the wolves is about to come after you, homie. I'm just trying to fair warn you, but I'm pretty sure you already know. Because they are wolves in Miley Cyrus clothing. Miley Cyrus is probably one of them wolves that the LGBTQ set out to him because she's in the same industry as he is. So they was like, well, why don't we get somebody to come to him? They could have sent Lil Nas X after him, but That would have been too obvious. But but if the baby accepts that offer, which he already has, I'm pretty sure him and Miley Cyrus has already talked about all this. This shit is about to be over for the baby. Only for the simple fact that the baby, and I'll reiterate this, the baby is about to understand what this mob of motherfuckers is about to do to him. And it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous what's and I'm not saying nothing funny's gonna happen to him, like they gonna like rape him or nothing. I'm just saying like he about to do some real crazy ass shit right now, yo. Like for real. Now, before I continue, I want to play that second part of that video. I think it's like two other one more part, or I think this is the last part. But this is what he had to say after the comments was made, and I guess when he had time to sit on it, this is what he had to say.
You guys in this shit one time. I'm gonna get back to giving my love to my fans. See what I'm saying? Because what me and my fans do at the live show, it don't concern you niggas on the internet or you bitter bitches on the internet. It's not y'all business. You know what I'm saying? Like what I do at a live show is for the audience at the live show. It'll never translate correctly to somebody looking at a little 5, 6 second clip from their goddamn crib.
Now hold up, before he continues, what is this reminiscent of? Of the baby laying in the bed making a statement. Does Kevin Hart come to mind? Does everybody remember what happened to Kevin Hart? He was supposed to host the Oscars. Was it the Oscars? I think it was the Oscars. Yeah, he was about to host the Oscars. Then whatever team that works for the Oscar Corporation, I guess, started twiddling in his tweets. That was funny, twiddling in his tweets. Started twiddling in his tweets and found a 10-year-old tweet about him saying that he would bust a dollhouse over his son's head if he ever became gay. And then he went on in a gay apology tour. He went all over, you know what I'm saying? He went to Ellen, he went on radio stations, uh nightly talk shows. He went on a whole tour of apology. And then when he got tired of it and shit of apologizing, he started telling people, look, I'm over that. I apologized. I'm done. Okay, just don't bring it up anymore. I paid my debt to gay society, and you know what I'm saying, I'm done with it. And then after people started started coming at him more, Kevin Hart more, he did an IG, I think it was IG. He did an IG post where he was laying in his bed and he started telling motherfuckers, which was funny because I don't know if Kevin Hart was trying to be smart or trying to say like to the people that he was apologizing to, like, look, I got more money than you. Because he was laying in his bed, shirt off, with some chains on. Like, the shit didn't make any sense. So, this is very reminiscent of um Kevin Hart's whole thing that he was going through. So, let's continue.
On their phone. It just don't work like that, bro. No. Regardless of what you motherfuckers talking about, how the internet been twisted up my motherfucking words. Me and all my fans at the show, the gay ones and the straight ones, we turned the fuck up. I'm talking about my boy that was at the front of the stage, left over there by where I jumped at, asked him. He got clips all on this shit. The whole night was recorded. We would turn the whole night. My boy had the crop top on, front row. Yeah, out there in that jungle, in that water. Yeah, he out there. He standing on the rail, got them cutting up. He words. I saw him. I'm rapping them bitches with him. Yeah. Yeah, y'all talking about y'all niggas. Shut the fuck up. You niggas that wasn't that ain't at the show. The show is for the niggas who paid the money and took the time out their life to come enjoy the show. Not you motherfuckers watching it on the internet at the crib. No, nigga, just get your tickets and come fuck with the live show killer, gay as straight.
Now, that's true. People, I don't know if it was the gay liberals that got upset or liberals in general that got upset, but that's true. It was a 10-second clip. People took it out of hand, and they were not there the whole time. Well, they weren't at the Rolling Loud. The ones who saw it online, they wasn't at Rolling Loud the whole time, or at all, I should say. Excuse me. So they took a 10-second clip and they made their mind up on it, which makes no sense at all. How can you make a judgment call and you weren't there? The only clip that got put out and went viral was when he was talking about women's pussy smelling like water and niggas sucking dick in the parking lot. That's all people heard. Now nobody probably the people who watched that online didn't see him come out, give an amazing performance for his fans and the people that were there at the concert and do his thing, and then he went home. Most of them didn't even get to see the dead performance for the simple fact that they passed out due to, when you had concerts, outside concerts like that. They say people who are directly in the front. So there were some these gates. It was these gates that they were that separates the stage, and I think there's security guards that's on the opposite side of the gates from the crowd. So they say people who are on the front, the very front, people push so hard, and we've seen this numerous times at Michael Jackson concerts. We've seen people get rushed out of Michael Jackson concerts from exhaustion and possibly from being crushed to the point to where they can't give a full breath and they're passing the fuck out from it. So, um, I hope the baby doesn't get himself into no shit. So let's continue with what he has to say.
Don't let these motherfuckers. Hell, I say if you don't got AIDS, put a cell phone light up. I say if you ain't sucked dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights up. So I could drop my next song. I wasn't going on no rant. That's called a call to action. That's what that's called, because I'm a live performer. I'm the best live performer. I'm a live show killer. You interact with your fans. You get what I'm saying? Look, all the lights went up gay, straight. You want to know why? Because even my gay fans don't got fucking AIDS, stupid ass niggas. They don't got AIDS. My gay fans, they take care of themselves.
Hold up. How do you know that? How do you know that? I don't know. Whatever.
They ain't going for that. They ain't no nasty gay niggas. You know what I'm saying? They ain't no junkies. You know what I'm saying? On the street. The hell you talking about, nigga? Then I said you ain't suck dick in the Rolling Loud parking lot. Put your cell phone light up. You know what my gay fans did? Put that motherfucking light up, nigga. Cause my gay fans, they ain't got niggas. They ain't going for that. They got class, nigga. They ain't sucking no dick in no parking lot, nigga. You got
Talk about doubling down.
the room, nigga, a good one, 5-star hotel for them.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you gotta wait till they go to the crib, nigga. They ain't just be out here just doing no anything. Yeah, if they a fan of me, they got them. They on some big dog shit. We can just come on from there. You know, even my gay fans got standards. Y'all be tripping. Y'all be tripping. Y'all bringing negative attention and energy upon yourselves, and the ones that's doing it is people who didn't even attend the show. So this shit don't concern y'all at all. Niggas and y'all bitches who like to buddy in on goddamn other people business and play Superwoman and all that shit. Shut the fuck up. Don't be disturbing my motherfucking gay fans and goddamn making them feel uncomfortable in they skin. Cause you done goddamn seen some shit that you wasn't supposed to see anyway. You better thank Rolling Loud for streaming the shit. You ain't supposed to see that shit anyway. You ain't take the time or the energy or the dollar to bring your ass back to the show. So you ain't.
Now that's true. And I would say not concert goers, but these promotional companies, these promoters and shit like that, and these venues, they should be taking a page out of Dave Chappelle's book. Have them lock they phone out, they phone up in a little pouch, and if you have to make a phone call, send a text, email, what have you, you gotta walk the fuck out of where you at, go to a place where they allow cell phones use or whatever. Send your email, your phone call, what have you, and then come back. You'll be in the back, but still do what you gotta do. But you can't do it here. There's some venues where when you so in the lobby area, you'll have full cell phone service. Once you cross a line that's in the venue itself, there's no cell phone service. Your cell phone service goes out just like that until you go back out into the lobby. So I understand this shit was outside, but they should have had some sort of cell blocking type of technology going on there so people couldn't go live or post anything. Because let's be honest, it's gonna be, you know, people on stage that is gonna say something that might trigger somebody. Now it may not be for it may not be bad intention that they're doing it, but still, like, artists, other than their music, they want their followers or their fans to hear them speak about something. Like, they may not. Some fans may look at them as, oh well, they only do music. Every time I see them, they're either in a video or they're doing an interview talking about a question that a podcaster or a radio personality is asking them, and they're not really giving their full self. So at these concerts, you get to see who they really are and get to soak up their personality and stuff like that. So he just wanted to say, hey, to all my healthy fans, put your cell phone light up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just show me some love, show me some reaction that you feel what I'm talking about. That's all. That's all that he was trying to do.
To get it, it ain't supposed to translate. Do a little 6-second clip on the cell phone. You see what I'm saying? That wasn't for y'all. Shit don't concern y'all. Shit concern the niggas that was there, gay or straight, or got that both, or whatever. All that shit, man. Don't none of that shit matter to me. What matter to me when I'm on that stage is putting on the show for any and everybody that's out there, and that's what the fuck I did. But as my boy was in the crop top in the fuck row, I cut up.
When the eviction moratorium.
I don't want to play that yet, but that's next. So, Where am I at? Nah, I won't say that because I'm kind of on his side. So I want to make a conspiratorial prediction, if y'all don't mind. Uh, by Miley Cyrus going to tell him, um, what's her thoughts and what she thinks that what he should be educated on and all that. Those are Miley Cyrus's marching orders. Not well, I won't say marching orders, but that was her orders of what she got from Hollywood, I should say, or the alphabet people. That was her order to go to him and have a to give him information on some shit that he really doesn't need to know about. You know what I'm saying? He made a comment, he doubled down on it, and then afterwards he apologized, which was probably told to him by his record label, which everybody's heard um all of the crazy conspiracy theories when it comes to um the music industry and all of this. So I'm just giving a conspiratorial type of conspiracy theory, just throwing one out there of what Miley Cyrus is doing for her community. Of which, of what I understand, Miley Cyrus is bisexual. And the L, the B's, no, the L, the G's, and the T's don't even get along with the bisexuals. So I don't even know why she's even coming out to say any damn thing. And with that being said, the L, B's, and G's don't respect the T's either. So, but they got their own conflict going on in that group. So whatever. Um. So the baby, hope you come out of this unscathed and without any type of know what I'm saying, any type of bullshit. And I wonder if this is the right sound. Nah, that's not the sound. Where's that sound at? Shit, I got I got I got a funny ass sound for y'all. I just don't know where it's at. Um I don't know where it's at though. Plus I forgot what it's called. So anyway, we'll move on. Maybe this is it. Oh shit! No, that's not it. Uh I don't want to go forward yet until I find this sound. Okay. So again, the baby. I hope you come out of this unscathed because I would hate to know that this happened to you. Sorry, I had to do it. Sorry. Anyway, um, so but let me ask a question though. How's a group of people that claim to have been oppressed, right? Trying to oppress people that don't agree with their way of life. How is this possible? How are you able to trying to oppress people from speech from certain parts of speech. If you said that you've been oppressed and now you have, your equality now, and you want to just come, be an asshole all the time, it doesn't make any sense. So, nothing is normal, and this is me talking, right? You can come on my channel and talk all the shit that you want. I won't pay attention to it. But I'm giving you the option and the freedom to come on my comments or my live chat to say whatever you want to say. All right? I'm giving you that option. But nothing about your lifestyle is normal. And nor should it be normalized, because no one cares who the fuck you wanna love or have sex with. Because from my understanding, from what I've read, LGBT is trying to make their orientation a race now. They want to be known as a lesbian woman instead of like an African American woman. They want their orientation to be their race now. Or maybe they'll be like dual like dually nationalized up, like a lesbian black woman or something. Maybe they want their sexual orientation before their nationality. Maybe, I don't know. That's just what I've read. Um. So, like I said, you ask for your equal rights to marry and to love and be free, but don't want the equal amount of these jokes and comments. So y'all need to grow up and be civilized and pull y'all skirts up and tighten y'all's belts, because y'all still rubbing paws people the wrong way, and it needs to stop, assholes. Anyway, all right. So that was that story. All right. So my next story is: has anybody been paying attention to what the government's been doing? If y'all guys don't know, uh, the House of Representatives and the senators, they're out on recess, so they're not in Washington right now. They're, I guess, all in their respected states, or maybe they all stay in DC or something. But they're not in Washington right now. They're gone. So, like, no laws are being reviewed right now. They got everything out the way as far as the what was that? The the January 6th committee, they had their hearing with the officers that were present. It was three of them. Um, so I'm guessing when they did that, they reviewed all of the video, the vest cam footage from each police officer that was present and all the security guards that were present. I guess they took like the ones that were more alarming than the rest, and then those 3 or 4 officers stated their case at the Senate. They had a Senate hearing. So after that, that was last week. After that, the the Senate left. The Senate, they're not in DC right now. So with that, when the pandemic swept the nation March 2020, Congress and federal agencies stepped in to help keep millions of people in their homes. put food on their tables, paid bills and household expenses for those who lost their jobs, and more. In total, Congress passed more than 50 I'm sorry, $5.4 trillion in aid in just over a year. More than 7.4 million households are behind uh, on recent rents and bills and stuff like that, according to the latest Census Bureau household pulse survey from early July. So millions are living in fear of evictions as the federal eviction moratorium. You'll hear this word a lot of more than one time when I talk about this. All right. So having your head a moratorium or eviction moratorium. So federal eviction moratorium extended by the Center of Disease Control and Preventions comes to an end July 31st. So that was last week. Okay. Some states it has ended. Okay. Certain other states they've gave they've gave aid to. So so yeah. So some states, like I said, people are seeing this notice. Well, not exactly this notice, but they're seeing a notice quite like this on their doors, and they have to vacate all premises. Their stuff is being thrown out on the street, and they have practically nowhere to go because a lot of these people have been surviving on these checks and stuff like that, and uh, they've been trying to find some have been trying to find a job, some have not, but some have been trying to find a job. Um, these actions help fuel massive reductions in poverty in America in 2021. A report by the Urban Institute projected a combination of benefits already in place in pandemic related aid, such as enhanced unemployment, along with federal stimulus payments and increased food assistance, would keep nearly 50 million Americans out of poverty in 2021. Reducing poverty by 67% uh, with what compared with what it would have been otherwise. But we all know that some of that's not true because in certain states, poverty's up. Like unemployment's high. People being thrown out of their homes and stuff like that. That's on the rise and still counting. But your government feels as though that they have to, take a slight recess instead of coming, still being, at Congress or what's that, Congressional Hall, whatever. Uh, they feel as though that being out of Congressional Hall and not talking about none of these issues as of right now, which is more important than the rest of the time because they've had their time, but this is a critical time because I'm gonna give y'all a date, probably in like 3 minutes, I should say. Um, of what's about to happen. So keep this date in your head, July 31st, 2021. That was the end of these services. But some states have extended it, as I said, and I want y'all to keep that date in mind as well. So think of the number being tripled. This is what I want you guys to think of people in this country that could have lost their jobs due to the economy being bad at the time, and just people not wanting to go to work, plus people being evicted from their homes uh, last year during this whole thing before the whole pandemic came or whatever. Well, no, I wouldn't say came, but when it was first starting or whatever. So place a bit. All right. So as more people become vaxxed, which I don't know what that has to do with anything, but in businesses reopen, many of the programs to help American amid the pandemic are ending. Despite a recent rise of COVID-19 cases, uh, surged surged by the Delta variant and a lack of vaccines in some communities. Basically, talking about the Latino and the Black communities, basically. From what the government would tell you, and CNN would say, and who else? All these like Democratic and liberal news stations, they will tell you that the reason why the new COVID-19 variant is on the rise is because of the unvaccinated, which isn't true. It's really because all the people who did get the jab are in these large groups, and they're spreading the COVID-19. So some people may say, "Well, Marcus, is that's not true. That people who got the vax isn't spreading it." But if you realize and understand what this vax is about, it doesn't cure the cocoa. It only helps you not feel the symptoms of the cocoa. That's it. So by you probably being in these large areas, other people having the cocoa, and they them not knowing that they do, they're spreading it, which is getting people sick and sicker than they ever been. Even if they did get the last variant of it, they're people are getting sick. And one of the places who has the largest number right now, which Dababy was just in Los Angeles, they have the highest cases in the country right now. So, and New York is doing they fuck shit right now as well. But I'll get to that later. Around this time last year, just under 32 million people were claiming unemployment benefits from their state. This number has since dropped to around 13.2 million. Through state governments, about 3.2 million people are still receiving benefits. Now that's a high jump from 13.2 to 3.2. So that means only 10 million people has found a job so far. And and we're talking about the country. We're not just talking just certain states. We're talking about the country. So you saying only out of 10,000, Yeah, 10,000 people only found jobs, but 3.2 people have yet to find a job yet. Come on, that's probably not even true. Maybe the people that they're talking about may have not found a job yet, and they're still looking, but they haven't yet found one. So you can't place that number up as if it's what it is. It's only a statistic, and they're only probably going through the census or whatever that they took, the pulse survey that they took. Yeah, through state governments, about 3.2 million people are still receiving benefits. As far as far no as for I said as for federal programs, the PUA and the PEUC, around 10 million unemployed workers continue to claim benefits. The Supreme Court ruled the CDC could not extend the moratorium. Remember that word, all right? Past July, and it is unclear whether Congress, as President as President Biden has asked, will have the time or the votes to do so before it expires and Congress leaves for August recess. Now, doesn't this make sense now? These federal programs end July 1st. Last Friday is when Congress left Congressional Hall. So, so we're talking just 24 hours past, right? The 31st comes, they get their work done or whatever that they do in Congress. They leave to go home. Then August 1st comes, they're nowhere to be seen. And people are starting to either get evicted or their extra unemployment money that they were getting on top of their regular unemployment benefits, which was I think an extra $300 they was getting. Which people, if you guys weren't paying attention last year, they did say after y'all receive these benefits and get a job, you will be paying that back. All that money y'all was getting, that extra $300, what you get? Unemployment every week or something like that. So after that extra $300 that you was getting on top of your benefits you was already getting, you have to pay that back. So you talking from when the pandemic started, people who lost their jobs claiming unemployment, until now. Which, like I said, some states are extending the moratorium, which that's more money added to your bill. Because if you don't think that they're going to come after you, they're going to come after you. They're going to get you on your taxes, they're going to get you on your paycheck, and they're going to get you in other places as well. If you have like a business or something, they come after that as well. So, what I want to do before I continue is, I want to, hold on. Before I do that, I want to say this. The Supreme Court ruled. No, I said that already. Where am I at? Congress, August recess. Oh, here we go. This was the other date I was talking about. So, the Department of Agriculture announced Friday. That was last Friday. It extended its properties financed or guaranteed by hold on. I read that wrong. The Department of Agriculture announced Friday it extended its I guess I missed a word when I was writing this shit. So let me try to sum this up somehow. Now it's Friday. Okay, so the Department of Agriculture extended its priorities, financed and guaranteed by the department, until September 30th. So, in certain states, uh, the the Department of or the Federal Department of Agriculture, I guess, are extending their benefits until September 30th. But the states that did step up and extend their moratorium by 2 months, those benefits are ending September 6th. September 6th is Labor Day. So after September 6th, nobody is getting any extra income as far as the 300 that everybody was getting. So nobody's getting any more after September 6th. Okay, so now what I'll do, I want to play you guys this video and we'll chop this up as well. We'll talk about this as well. So let's get into it.
When the eviction moratorium ends, it means lockouts could soon follow, and at an alarming rate.
Now, this morning, 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears has been researching renters' rights and the actions you need to take right now to keep a roof over you and your family's head.
I do. I feel a lot of anxiety. That's actually what I'm dealing with right now. A lot of anxiety. I feel like I'm in limbo.
Nicole Rowe is a mother of 5 kids, including 7-month-old Jayanna. The pandemic had an immediate impact on Nicole's family.
I work in childcare, so the childcares are one of the first things to shut down.
Savings kept her family current on rent until Christmas last year, but she's still waiting on unemployment checks to catch up.
Now look, and I'm not coming at this lady at all, but I am going to say this, and she's involved in this. Now, I understand that certain holidays, people want to make either their kids or their family happy, right? So, Christmas shouldn't have been something that people should have, who were out of work, should have celebrated last year. Now, I understand that your kids should have a Christmas, and people who celebrate Christmas, they want to make their family and their children happy. But if you know that you're not able to make rent, and this even happens even without the pandemic, people's credit cards have late notices, and they put themselves in the negative, or they're delinquent. Their rent doesn't. Some people don't pay their rent during Christmas time, just because they want to make their family members and their kids happy. Now, I've always been a proponent, and I don't celebrate Christmas due to my religious beliefs, but I've always said, with Christmas, instead of you wasting your money between Black Friday to Christmas Eve, sometimes Christmas Day as well, why don't you spread, and I said this to a girlfriend before, when she used to bitch about when Christmas would come around. Why don't you take all the money, which people spend thousands of dollars during Christmas, why don't you take as much as you would spend between a month's time and spread it out throughout the whole year? So instead of your child tripping about not having that certain thing that they wanted for Christmas, why don't you buy them things, or get them things throughout the year? So Christmas will really be minuscule. Christmas would be something to where you get them, like, a pair of underwear, some socks, some new outfits, a new pair of shoes, some other stuff you couldn't get them throughout the year. And Christmas should be small because you gotta remember, Christmas really is all about family and the quote unquote celebration of Jesus's birthday. But we all know that that's not the case. Because we all have lost our way when it comes to Christmas. But well, not me and the people I know, but I'm just throwing that out there.
Right now, I would say I'm about 4 months. 4 months behind.
As more and more people get back to work, she is still waiting.
With the daycares, they're not full staff yet. They're not going back to full staff. And I was a supervisor, so my position, of course, pays more. So I haven't been able to find anywhere to be hired.
Nicole applied for financial help through the CARES Act Housing Assistance Program, or CHAP, in March. We first met her in May when she told us she hadn't yet heard about her status. We checked in with her again in mid-July.
Nothing's changed, no updates. It just says waiting to be assigned to a caseworker.
Based on what we've learned, it appears Nicole is doing everything she's supposed to, checking her CHAP account online.
Oh, daily, weekly, just logging in to see if there's been any change, any updates.
And keeping in close contact with her landlord.
I'm checking in with him almost bi-weekly, weekly if I can.
He too is checking on CHAP.
I have emailed them, I've emailed my landlord. My landlord has emailed and tried to reach out to them through his own resources and still no follow-up.
Because Nicole and her landlord are working together, she's not facing eviction as of now.
But it's a lot of anxiety not knowing from day to day what's going on, what's going to happen next, or what to do from here on out.
Heidi Foreman-Toney of Nevada Legal Services says anyone behind on rent needs to take action.
I can't tell you the number of times I've sat in front of a client and they tell me, I will die if I am evicted.
Reaching out for help before it's too late is step one.
They want to stay a step ahead on the entire process, make contact with our office before they get that 24-hour lockout notice on their door from the constable.
Here are some key points renters need to know. The soon-to-expire federal moratorium applies only to lockouts for non-payment of rent, although landlords can still file eviction paperwork to start the process. And yes, you can be evicted.
Which is fucked up. Like, we understand, man. Like y'all need y'all's money so you guys can pay property taxes, pay the staff that works for, whatever, the apartment buildings and stuff like that, your maintenance men, your electricians and shit like that. I understand that. But you got to put this in perspective. Excuse me. Hold on. People didn't lose their jobs from quitting their job. Is that they couldn't work for the simple fact that most of these businesses weren't built for when a pandemic hits. Now, as we all know, certain companies like McDonald's, Taco Bell, and places like this, they're given incentives, sign-on bonuses, free phones, and stuff like that. That's not actually attracting people at all either, but at the same time, this is what they have to put in perspective. These people have nowhere to go. They don't have nowhere to go, like nowhere to go. So why are you putting these people through all of this foolishness if you know that these people have no place to live? So you're basically making these people stress themselves out because, which they're probably not even doing. They're probably not even giving them notice that, hey, I just filled out your eviction paperwork, but I haven't yet sent it to the court yet. But just know that you're on notice that you know now that if you don't pay this month's rent and your 2 months back rent or however many months of back rent people may have, you will be evicted on such and such date, and you will have to come to court to dispute this claim. So I don't know. It's just getting stupid.
start the process. And yes, you can be evicted for other reasons, like nuisance causes. What should you do? Apply for CHAP if you haven't already done so. If you have applied but didn't upload documents, you will not be assigned a caseworker. And this is a big one we're being told.
Hold on, another thing. Along with this eviction shit, you know that there's people that are there's people who have yet to receive their unemployment benefits yet. Now that's fucked up. It's people who call every week. I think it's every week you call. I can't remember. I haven't been on unemployment in a long time, and it only lasted like a week because I found a job. Like I got fired from a job one week, was on unemployment for like a week and a half, and then I had another job lined up the week that I was getting the unemployment. I had a job lined up like a week after that, so I was only on unemployment for like a week and a half. So, yeah, it's people who have yet to find or not find, but receive their unemployment benefits from like months, and they're stuck with not having anything to eat or going places to like these soup kitchens and shit to get something to eat and stuff like that. Like, there's no way for them to even pay their bills. So lights are getting shut off, which is what's that not it's not federal, but I think there's a law where you have to have power in a dwelling in order for it to be considered operational or something like that. So yeah, let's continue.
Many renters are not understanding. Do not ignore eviction notices. You must respond by filing an answer with the court, or you will be evicted by default. You must also have your CDC declaration complete.
We're reaching the end here, but as you know, we do have some additional protections in place with the Assembly Bill 486. People who have rental assistance applications pending, those will also provide a little bit of a buffer for people to get caught up on their rent and to keep themselves housed with their families.
The key point there is a little bit of a buffer. While AB 486 is said to create a glide path for renters facing eviction, the last hold on constables locking out tenants is coming to an end. We can't stress enough how important it is for renters to take action. Even with protections in place, you can still be evicted. To review all the information we've shared in this story, for links to the chat program and some other resources, head to our website at ktnv.com. Darcy Spears.
All right. So,
I'm parents was
hold up. Well, okay, so Georgia Judge Asha Jackson, um, Asha or Aisha, it's one of those. Georgia Judge Asha Jackson, that's a tongue twister, extended eviction moratorium for another 60 days. The supplemental $300 weekly unemployment benefits, as well as pandemic-related unemployment programs, will end nationally September 6, 2021, like I said. So if you're one of these people, just know next month, and you got, shit, it's the 7th now, so you got 29 days until they cut these those programs. So that's the beautiful Asha Jackson right there, who did a good thing, and I think she works for the Georgia Supreme Court. So she's a Georgia Supreme Court justice. So let me give a big round of applause for her. Out there doing your thing, Asher. All right, so this comes as 26 states, all but um this comes as 26 states, all but one led by Republicans or Republican, have already moved to end the enhanced unemployment benefits early. Workers in several of these states have sued successfully, allowing the increased benefits in their states to return or continue. President Biden has indicated an extension past September is unlikely, but a White House spokesperson on Thursday said the administration is keeping an eye on it. What type of shit is that? But by the White House keeping an eye on things, this is what's going to happen. This is right here is the White House keeping a fucking eye on it. Is by people being in an unemployment line or out on the street, period, because of them getting evicted. But you gotta remember, Congress is out on recess this whole month. Also, uh, Biden is damn near nowhere to be seen. Neither is Kamala Harris. Like, where the fuck are they at? Why aren't they speaking up about this shit? Because they have yet to say anything nationally, publicly about this shit. So, like, what's up? All right. So, more than 30 million people were claiming unemployment benefits. Just 2 weeks ago, the total number of people reported to be receiving benefits had dropped by more than half to 13.2 million. Wow. That's. Oh, well, that number must correspond with the 10 million people who I guess found jobs now, because I guess it's now 3.2 million now. Just just a a thought. So when the pandemic took hold in the United States back in March, sorry, I got to crack my knuckles. Uh, Back in March 2020, Congress quickly passed the CARES Act, which the lady spoke on, which made significant changes to unemployment insurance. The tens of millions who lost their jobs benefited from these new programs. So as you remember, I talked about the PUA and the PEUC. All right. So these are these programs and what they're about. So the PUA stands for the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, which provides unemployment benefits to individuals who are self-employed, seeking part-time employment, or who otherwise would not qualify for regular unemployment compensation. Also, the PEUC, which stands for the Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation, allowed those eligible to receive unemployment compensation additional coverage, as many states have a cap on the number of weeks claims can be made. This program also provides a $300 topper sent by the federal government in addition to state benefits. So for PUA, there are currently around 5.2 million people claiming benefits. So the numbers are just jumping the fuck around here. While still higher than the receiving traditional unemployment compensation, The figure is down significantly from the 14.95 million people participating in the program a year ago. The PEUC, which provides additional weeks of coverage, is being claimed by 4.2 million people. A major increase from the 1.2 million claimed a year ago. The number of beneficiaries of this program has increased because a year ago, many were still eligible for benefits from their state governments and were not dependent on federal assistance. More than half of states, most of which are led by Republicans, have already stopped the payment of federal unemployment benefits. Many leaders in these states argue that the programs were leading to work shortages and that they should be cut to encourage people to re-enter the workforce. But in states that have ended the payments, job growth is actually slower than in states continuing to pay. So there's no out on this. People either don't want to go back to work because they're getting help, or they see that, I'm going out here filling out these applications, I'm going online filling out applications, I'm going to these interviews, but nobody's hiring me. So what am I supposed to do? I have to keep claiming claiming these for the simple fact that I have nothing else. I have nothing else to do. Like, this is my only option. This is the only thing that I can do. So I have another video for you guys. Like I said, fair use. I do this all the time. Fair use. So this is what, and I'm not sure where this is coming from. This is coming from Denver. So this is what they've reported on their, I think, ABC Nightly News or Daily News.
The clock is ticking. The CDC's eviction moratorium is set to expire on Saturday night, and when it does, it will create added pressure for families across our state.
So according to the latest census data, 121,000 Coloradans are behind on rent. And the COVID-19 Eviction Defense Project says 20% of Colorado renters are housing insecure. The White House said today it cannot legally extend this moratorium. Any action would have to come from Congress. And Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi said tonight it could happen. A vote could happen tomorrow. The situation is fluid at this hour, and some Democrats are pushing to extend the moratorium to the end of the year.
There is no could because they're gone. So this is no slight on the newscaster, but like, you gotta remember, we voted these people in, and they're just trying to get their pockets lined. And if you guys, I think I did say this last week. Most of these people don't even come up with some of the laws that we have. There's several companies, as far as like the companies that we shop at, like Walmarts and stuff like that. They align themselves with, I forgot the company's name, or an organization that actually write certain laws for these corporations, like Targets, Walmarts, and stuff like that. Those are the actual people that come up with these laws. And I would say that since this shit has happened, some of the laws that we have now, as far as the vax card and all that, in New York, now stating that no one can enter any restaurant, gym, or any other public place without having your vax card, which is fucking atrocious. For the simple fact that HIPAA laws, I talked about that a lot last week. I don't have to show you that I've been vaxxed. It's either you take my word for it or you get out of my face. Now, since this shit is law, what can we do about it? Well, it's not law federally yet, but New York statewide, it's law. So what the hell can these people do? Like, they can't do anything about this shit now. It's crazy.
So tonight we are bringing you a 360 look at the next steps. You will hear from a legal expert who believes an eviction tsunami is coming, apartment
Oh, my.
owners who say eviction is a last resort,
Hold up.
and a policy analyst who believes the entire system could use some serious change.
You'll also hear from the group providing help to people in need. But we begin our 360 report with a woman who's
Hold up.
already facing.
I wanted to say that again.
Hear from the group providing
resort, and a policy analyst who believes an eviction tsunami is coming, apartment owners who say eviction is a last resort, and a policy analyst who believes the entire system could use some serious change.
You'll also hear from the group providing help to people in need. But we begin our 360 report with a woman who's already facing eviction despite the moratorium.
Here is Denver 7's Russell Haythorne.
It came without warning.
Oh my gosh, when I opened up my door, I was like, oh Lord, what am I gonna do?
Holy shit. Really? No, black people, we all know that we hate seeing people who look like us on television like this.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No.
Let's continue.
I have no idea what I'm gonna do.
An eviction notice dated July 20th, hitting right during the nationwide eviction moratorium.
But you know, hey, look what I got. Look what I got.
Letitia Coleman Tate has lived here for 3 years now, but lost her job as a personal caretaker.
This is my first time ever being on Section 8 in my life. The eviction notice is for water, trash, and sewer.
Behind on those payments by nearly $1,500, her complex is telling her, pay up or you have to go, unless she can prove a hardship related to COVID.
She said,
Well, she was in personal care. I know a lot of people in personal care. There is no paycheck unless she can work, which I'm pretty sure if she's doing personal care, she's caring for an older person. So with that, we always told we can't be around our grandparents or older people and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure she's caring for somebody that is an elder, which come on now, like we gotta be smart about this. I don't like that song either. We gotta be smart about this. Like a lot of this shit isn't fair. Like they're telling us certain shit, but then they're doing other shit behind the scenes. It makes no sense. All right, let's keep going.
due to COVID, that's where these other pages come in at. Okay? Due to COVID, that I can sit up there and try to save my place.
Letitia's anxiety is shared by many.
I am concerned about the most vulnerable folks who are in maybe a predatory landlord situation, having zero protections.
Jonathan Capelli is the director of the Neighborhood Development Collaborative, made up of 18 nonprofit housing organizations in Colorado. He says 30,000 Coloradans have applied for rental assistance due to COVID.
If the tenant knows the laws, then they know that they can, apply and cite COVID.
On the flip side of things,
no property owner wants to evict a resident for not paying rent.
Landlords and property managers like Rocky Sundley say the pandemic has been rough on them, too.
For the property owner, particularly smaller ones that have had to deal with that and not have that income stream coming in, it's been life-changing for them as well.
As Rocky and others have explained, when they don't get paid, no one gets paid.
For every dollar of rent we collect, 92 cents of that goes back out into the economy for tax payments, for mortgages, for
insurance payments to pay personnel to run the properties.
Rocky also sits on the board of the Colorado Apartment Association and says, despite what's being reported, by and large, Coloradans are up to date on their rent.
93 to 96% of the rents have been paid, through the pandemic.
He says the end of the eviction will...
Well, look, man, okay, but there's certain people who can't pay. So they got on assistance in order to pay you, but I'm pretty sure you got all of the emails in the world from the government by you having private property that you rent to others. That you have a building on private property that you rent to others, but at the same time, it's like, look, I understand you got to get paid, you got to make your money, and you got to pay, like I said, your property taxes, your mortgage, your workers, the companies that work, that come in and contract for you. But none of that can be done for the simple fact that half of your tenants, or you said 63% was paid, so 47% of your tenants, they can't pay because they're not at work. And it's not like that they don't want to, it's that they can't. So that's just that.
Moratorium does not mean countless notices being slapped on doors across the state.
It's really not going to change much. We're still working with residents. Ultimately, a vacant unit doesn't do anybody any good.
As for Letitia, her issues with her complex run deeper than this notice.
And we don't have no AC. I'm hot in the cold here.
But she did just receive relief from the state.
Ain't that something?
A card that will allow her to take care of those utilities she's behind on paying. Russell Hayden, Denver 7.
And there are still millions of dollars available to those who need assistance due to COVID-related hardships. $247 million to be exact in Colorado. So anyone in Colorado can apply online through the state's Emergency Rental Assistance Program webpage. In Metro Denver, you can contact Brothers Redevelopment or Northeast Denver Housing. You can also dial 211 anywhere in Colorado to be connected to local resources. And we told you at the start that some experts are concerned about an eviction tsunami, a wave of landlords all making their move at the same time.
Well, that's a concern for DU law professor Nadia Wan. She says the safety net set up by the government don't catch everyone. Believes the moratorium should be extended.
The problem is that this moratorium does not actually relieve people from the bad rent that's due as well. People's credit is affected, right? Their ability to get another job and their ability to get another apartment to rent. And so it has pretty significant effects once an eviction is put in there.
So we asked the
and don't forget about possibly people's since they're not working, some people are still paying car payments. Let's think about people who probably bought a new car before the pandemic, and then they got let out of work. Did their cars get towed away because of non-payment? Like we gotta put that in perspective. And it's bad that most of these landlords and underneath of them, their property managers, if they have them, they're not really giving a fuck. They want their money. And a lot of people have been evicted so far because of non-payment. So
the Apartment Association to weigh in on the fears of a eviction tsunami. A spokesperson told us the hype doesn't really match the reality.
So evictions in Colorado remain much lower than average. The eviction process, filing process, takes approximately 3 months.
She got a strong face.
So the numbers are signaling that there's not going to be an impending physically house.
97% of Colorado renters made a payment of some sort last month, That is higher than the national average, but there are some landlords missing out on income from renters. They don't always get help from the government.
But smaller housing companies able to
I wonder if she does mixed martial arts in her spare time. That's a strong face for a woman.
And often our smaller housing providers provide the most affordable housing.
Everyone we spoke to agreed that Colorado needs more affordable housing. Rent prices and housing prices are both up double digits compared to last year. And this problem extends beyond Colorado.
Virtually everywhere in the country, it's really hard for low-wage workers to afford housing. In most places, market rents are just too high, so you could be working full-time a lot of jobs and still not be able to afford the rent.
That was Will Fisher, an expert on housing policy. He believes the federal government could start by fully funding its current housing vouchers program. Right now, only 1 in 4 people who apply actually gets it. So what do you think? Should the eviction moratorium continue?
Yes.
Share your thoughts with us, 360 at thedenverchannel.com.
All right. So, like I said, September 6th, 2021 is when these federal programs end. Okay? Which could leave millions without an income, which makes landlords evict their tenants. All right? So, while some progressive members have advocated for the extension of extensions and criticize the states that have opted to cut benefits, much of their focus is now on the eviction moratorium. The federal ban on evictions ended on July 31st, 2021, leaving hundreds of thousands of families under threat of losing their homes. Officials are still scrambling to get rental assistance passed as part of COVID-19 relief legislation to those who need to pay back rent and utilities, and in some cases, future rent to help avert off evictions. As of the end of June, $3 billion of the more $46 billion allocated by Congress had gone out across the country. More money is expected to go out. The households in the coming months, about 6 million renters face eviction at the end of the month. One analyst, Paul Williams, and this is Paul Williams, one analyst, Paul Williams, from the, where am I at? Analyst Paul Williams, a fellow at the Jan Family Institute, or the Jane Family Institute. It's spelled weird. It's Jain, so it could be Jan or Jane. It's one of the two. Estimates that about 80% of those households are in the counties with rapid cocoa Delta variant surges. So Centers on Budget and Policy priorities have been tracking economic insecurity during the pandemic, and finds that about 11.4 million renters are behind on rent. Damn, that's a lot of people. Okay, I got another video for you guys. I think it's short. It's 3 minutes. So, hold on.
I want to bring Rick Newman in because he has been doing some reporting on the role of unemployment benefits in this whole worker shortage equation. You've been talking to people as well, Rick, about what their experiences are. And what have you been hearing from them?
I've been seeking out people who live in these Republican-led states with Republican governors,
who have cut off the federal benefit $300 a week. So let's say they cut that off at the beginning of July. That's in the order of $2,400 in federal aid. Free money from the federal government doesn't cost the states anything that people in those states will not get, and it's about half of all states. So this is anecdotal. I'm just talking to people, but I'm asking them a question. That these governors have characterized out of work people getting this benefits as people who don't want to look for a job. They'd rather just get the money. And, many people find this very offensive. I interviewed, for example, a musician in Arizona who said, look, I used to play at bars and restaurants, and they're not back. I mean, some of them have just closed, and I've sent out tons of resumes, and nobody's hiring, and she finds it very offensive that the Republican governor, Doug Ducey, has characterized people who don't have a job as people who just don't want to work. I'm finding a bunch of people like that. A woman whose husband in Texas is a commercial real estate broker. His income, goes deal by deal, and he had some things lined up for last fall, but because of uncertainty related to COVID, those deals fell through. They were relying on unemployment aid, and that got cut off. So another $2,400. These are just anecdotal examples of people, but there are a lot of people who do want to get back to work, and they're just finding it very difficult. And it's hard to have lost that federal money that was supposed to be available through the beginning of September.
Did you hear that? I guess it was supposed to extend until September, but they thought, well, maybe July, end of July, and that's fucked up. That's real fucked up. That the federal government is making these decisions, knowing that they got the fucking money to give us. Like them stimulus payments was nothing. Unemployment, I'm pretty sure a lot of taxpayers, state taxpayers, local people in these towns and cities and stuff, state taxpayers, federal taxpayers, they don't want to pay taxes for other people to just be mooching off of. I understand that, but you gotta remember, certain people don't have the skills to do anything else. Some people went to school, or went into a trade, it's just so they wouldn't have to work a regular job. But now their job entails now that until the pandemic's over, they can't work. Like, come on, that's fucked up.
I also wonder if you're finding, in your reporting, any folks out there who were able to actually build a little bit of a cushion from some of this unemployment aid, which maybe was at or above their prior income level, and are thus not forced. They're able to be picky, right, as we sort of get towards a broader reopening of the economy.
That's a factor too, and I think we should keep in mind there's no single explanation for why people are not going back into these jobs. There are many explanations, and one of the explanations is they're just not good jobs, and some people feel they have a little bit of a cushion, and they don't have to take those lousy jobs. I mean, for everybody, we hear about the big national companies offering $15 an hour or 17 or 18. A lot of companies are not doing that. Smaller companies and some local businesses, they can't offer $15 an hour. There are restaurants.
Don't forget about all the small businesses that had to close because of the pandemic. They can't hire anybody either because either their businesses got shut down or they don't have the income because of the pandemic. So no one can really find a job right now.
Just closed because they don't have the profit margin to pay people what people feel they deserve to be paid. So we have all kinds of mismatches in the economy right now. There's a lot of turmoil in the economy, and I think the main takeaway is, like I just said, there are many reasons people are not going back to work, and some of them are very logical and very good reasons. And there probably are some people who are just
would rather get the unemployment aid because it's more than they would otherwise earn. It is probably no more than 15% of everybody getting this aid, and there are a lot of people who want to work.
All right. So I think there's one more.
The clock is ticking. The CDC.
I think there's one more video I got.
When you know.
And I won't play the whole thing. I'll play like 30 seconds of it, but I'll skip through with those 30 seconds. And then I'll close it
We
up.
all remember when the pandemic hit and the state unemployment systems were inundated with jobless slaves. Now, a new government report finding that those programs overpaid nearly $13 billion in unemployment benefits during the first year of the pandemic. Joining me now, Fox News contributor Jason Chaffetz. Jason, $13 billion is a lot of money when you talk about mismanagement. You think that the government, you consider the fact that the Democrats are asking for trillions more. You say $10 to $13 billion on this one issue alone.
Yeah, $13 billion is a stunning amount of money. I mean, a lot of state budgets are barely more than that. And it's the waste, it's the fraud, it's the abuse, it's the thing that nobody wants to see. But you don't solve that problem by just throwing $1 trillion plus more dollars at it when you know that there's so much fraud within the system. Until those things are fixed, why should we have to pull money out of our pockets, the American people, and give it to somebody else who's ripping us off?
But homie, I understand, and I said this earlier. I understand people don't want to pay taxes for people to stay at home, but some people have no other choice because their trade or their fucking college degree states, well, not the degree itself or their trade that they do doesn't state this, but their job itself, because of the pandemic, states that they can't work. So how are they supposed to find work if they can't find work? Anyway, damn, that was 1:03. So I'll just cut it there because it's really nothing else really to talk about with this. So I'll close it out with the last sentence, and then I'll get you guys out of here. So the administration has extended the moratorium on mortgages and foreclosures. So they're keeping people in their houses, or they're trying to keep people in their houses for the simple fact that we don't want to see another 2008 situation. And we all know how the house market was fucked up in 2008. But yeah, man, there's just a lot that we gotta think about when it comes to this because hell, we could, people who are working, we could lose our jobs for the simple fact that, our jobs aren't, allowed to do or function right if, and I'm not saying that it will, but if another lockdown happens, if this Delta variant does sweep the nation more than what it has, because if you guys paid attention to or watched my last video last week when I was talking about the 1,000 cases an hour, which was crazy, and I feel as though that is untrue, but it could be true because of the people who are vaxxed. But I just feel like they got to give people time in order to try to find a job. Now, I do know that there are people out there who don't want to work. Now, I understand that entirely, but this is what we have to take in consideration. Take their benefits away. Who possibly don't want to work and who are scamming the system, but at the same time, sorry, I'm not looking at you guys. I'm deleting some shit. take their benefits away, but allow people who are trying to look for something, to do as far as work goes, and allow them to keep getting the benefits until they can tell the unemployment people that, yeah, I'm cool. I don't need these benefits anymore. So you guys can, stop paying me now. And then, what I'm saying, like, have have them talk to their landlord and be like, well, I found a job, or I'm on the verge of getting a job, so I just need my my rent to be extended by a couple weeks. And then, that'll be that. All right, so look, I realize is that nobody is safe from saying anything. All right? If you're a liberal, then conservatives hate you. If you're a conservative, then liberals hate you. And then the same with Republicans and Democrats. Dababy made his statements. Now he's a martyr. And to be honest, I don't think his comments was salacious, but the army of the alphabet people think otherwise. Then the government is pulling their shit, and we don't think that it's going to end. We only see the tip of the iceberg, and New York has ordered the citizens to have their Vax cards to enter businesses now. This is just the beginning, and we have to start paying attention to every powerful entity's moves now on. But I'm just the messenger. I'm just a person who cares about other people. So don't shoot me down. All right, people. This is today's show, and let me get my theme music in here. So everybody, if you could, and I didn't do this earlier, if you could, please like, comment, share, and hit the comment section. Or if if you're watching replay, but if you was live, you could have hit the live chat. Also, follow that. Also, follow the bottom part. Don't be shy. Write something in the live comments section next time that you're here, or hit the comment section up. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're new. And hit that bell icon to all, so you can get all of my notifications when I go live. Okay. I am using Restream.com to stream live to both Facebook and YouTube. To all my Facebook people, as soon as this live stream goes down, the video gets deleted because there is a link, a YouTube link in its place, to where when you go to either my personal page or my group page, you can have the YouTube link will be there in its place, so you can go and watch this again. All right. So don't forget, or I should do it like this. Where's it at? Marcus Speaks Play and Marcus Speaks Live. Okay, Marcus Speaks Play is on Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Marcus Speaks Live, which is my podcast that I'm doing right now, is on Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So don't forget to check me out. I'm here every weekend, so don't front. I'll be here, so what I'm saying, just come on through, and what I'm saying, you can light something up, you can smoke something if you want. I don't mind. Shit, fuck it. Also, if you have any type of show ideas or game recommendations, or recommendations for the show as well, all right, please leave them in either my Facebook comments or my YouTube comments. Or you can hit me up in my DMs at my social medias, and my social medias are at Instagram at Marcus Instagram at marcus.speaks.podcast. I'm on Facebook at Marcus Speaks. My group page on Facebook is Marcus Speaks Podcast. You can find it if you search the Facebook search engine at Marcus Speaks PC. You'll be able to find my group page. And all my Facebook people, I'm over here on YouTube at Marcus Speaks. If you can't find me, find this thumbnail. You won't go wrong, and you won't go to any of the other Marcus Speaks, because there's other Marcus Speaks as well. So everybody, that was the show. I'll catch y'all next Friday. So I thank y'all for watching, and I'll catch y'all next week. Peace out.